Welcome back to the Paradigme 2.0 YouTube channel. This morning we woke up in beautiful Zihuatanejo. As usual on the west coast of Mexico, the weather is beautiful, so we took our time and we went to shore to enjoy the resort's amenity. So we went to check out the fuel dock and things were not the best over there. There's rocks close to the dock alongside. I'm not convinced that we can do it, and then I'm not convinced that I have hose that I can do to take on the water. So there's a better marina at Barra Navidad. It's 3 hours away from here. So we're just gonna motor towards Barra Navidad, get there, fuel up, get the water tanks filled, do a few provision supply for to have about a week of food without using our dehydrated supply that we'll talk about later. And then we'll, hopefully the Iridium connection is gonna be active today. That's what my hope is. And when that is done, then I'll activate the Ocens services and we'll be ready to go.
Hey, that's a beautiful white island.
Yeah, I think it's probably bird shit.
Yeah.
If you look at the water line where the tide goes, the rocks are all dark and brown, and if you look above where the tide goes, it's all white. So I haven't seen it, but it seems to me like this island is a bird colony. Not sure. We'd have to come and check it out a bit closer, or know somebody local, and we're just passing by. But it looks like bird shit to me.
So after looking at bird shit for a little while, we kept on going towards Barra Navidad. So we had a lot of friends talking to us about Barra Navidad, telling us it's a beautiful place, and it is. We got our fuel, planned to stay, but we had to change our plan.
We're looking for a spot to get anchored, and the map doesn't match what's real here. And some of the locals are telling us that there's plenty of water, and some of them, and our depth sonder is telling us that there's not that much water in there. So I'm trying to make up my mind as to what exactly is the plan right now. This place here is good. I've heard a lot of people tell me that it's a good place and they liked it here and all that kind of stuff. I'm just not exactly sure where I need to anchor. And I've tried a few spots and the water seems shallow. There seems to be sandbanks everywhere. And I just don't want to risk it and end up, actually we're drifting right now. So we're not even hooked. We're fucked. Okay. It's like, so anyway, things are going this sort of way. We're about to drift and that rock thing there. We could go in the marina, but it's $3 a foot per night as far as I know. I was told by some American friend of mine. I'm sure Barra Navidad is nice, but right now like we'd be wasting a good opportunity to make ourselves ahead of our target, which is Socorro. So I guess we'll have to come back to Barra Navidad some other day and figure out this lagoon here as far as where exactly you should anchor. There's plenty of cool stuff to see in Puerto Vallarta. This would be a great place to come back to if I had more time to explore it and really figure it out with the locals and know what I'm doing. Right now it's not the case. We're kind of in a rush to get north, so I'll just go to the place I know, get the supplies over there, refuel, and then we'll be by Saturday in good wind according to the forecast to make Socorro. So we're here in Barra Navidad, and we're gonna get to the entrance of the Bandera Bay, which is where Puerto Vallarta is, and it's 99 miles, so that's a straight line. Obviously, like it's a bit longer than that, so about 15-16 hours we should be there. We fueled up, and purpose of going there is it's going to give us a slightly better wind angle when we leave later for Socorro. As you can see, like right now we'd have this angle, and being in Bahia Bandera, we'll be in a better position to use the wind we'll get in the next few days, which is like we're Wednesday right now. And on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, there's a good forecast, and the wind angle is going to be better for us leaving Bahia Bandera to get to Socorro. So that's the purpose of this whole trip right now.
Not sure what's going on there, but it seems that they're arguing against themselves.
Caught a fish. It doesn't seem to be a big one. It seems to me like something small because it's not fighting a lot. Yep.
Do you think that's supper?
Yeah, it could be. Could be supper.
Oh, that's pretty big.
It's a small baby.
It's a baby?
It's a baby.
Turns out we caught a skipjack tuna after hours of fishing. This one was about 2 feet long. They go up to 3 feet.
Okay, so the fish was not that tasty, so I tried putting buffalo sauce on it. Let's see what it does.
But everything can be improved with a barbecue sauce, and it's always a great way to end the day.
All right, so we've been driving this boat all night. Slept a little. We did a watch system a little bit. It's our last stop before we're heading offshore. We're just going to do a bit more provisioning to be sure that we have tons of food for the whole trip. So because it's our last day, we're going to head to somewhere fun in a resort somewhere, have some fun, and then we'll be on our way tomorrow.
Welcome to Paradise Village, a luxury resort with all the amenities you might expect. A laundry room, pools and restaurants, a grocery store is on site, and they have a very high-end marina with nice concrete floating docks. It's a great place to get some rest, use the Wi-Fi, go to the Walmart that's nearby, and get the boat ready to go offshore. So there is even a tiger at Paradise Village. Now the story is that it used to belong to a drug lord that used to own the place, and when they built the resort decided to rescue it and take care of it the best way they can. So a rescue tiger.
We're going to try to bring it back where we took it from, right on that small shelf table over there. So right now it's flying, hovering just above the beach. And there's a little bit of wind, but we should be able to put it back right on the white table. Oh.
It's windy, yeah?
I know. Listen, I'm ticking it out, man. Screw that. It's going in the sand.
What?
Well, it's just too unstable with the wind. I didn't want to risk breaking the props or breaking the an engine mount or something like that. So it's just safer to put it on the beach.
Chicken.
Yeah. Guilty.
After 2 days in Paradise Village, Puerto Vallarta, we were ready to go. The ship was supplied, and Socorro would be our next destination. While we were in Puerto Vallarta, we met Debbie and John of sailing vessel Bella Nave. Check out their social media platform in the comments. We sailed with them to Socorro, and they helped us scuba dive over there. You'll see more of that later.
Got out of Paradise Village in Nuevo Vallarta, and we're heading towards La Cruz because that's the easiest and safest way to go get fuel
Then we'll be fueled up, and we're basically waiting for the wind to switch our side to just set sails toward our next destination, which is Socorro Island, about 340 miles offshore from here. So the wind was favorable, so we set sail for La Cruz. There are basically two fueling options in Puerto Vallarta. There's downtown Puerto Vallarta and there's La Cruz. And La Cruz is by far easier to access, so that's why we went there. Yeah, so we're just getting out of La Cruz. We're still in Bandera Bay, which is the same bay that Puerto Vallarta is in. I rechecked the forecast this morning, and the wind started angling like more from the northwest. So the problem with that is it's going to force us to point a little bit more south than probably Socorro at first. And then the wind is going to come back like more directly from the north later on. But it's going to make it challenging. Like instead of having a beam reach, we're going to be on some kind of an open, like a tighter reach to the wind. Once we get past Socorro, then we'll have it abeamed and we'll be able to make some north because the wind in the Pacific are curving around that way. Just a little worried about that trip. Like we got to make do with the wind we got. We have to get on our way right now because I still aim to be north of Cabo. I hope not much later than 1st of June. And so we got to take the wind we have, and that's what we're doing. But this southerly flow right now, which is not going to last, we know that, is going to just help us probably get drifted a little bit more north than we are and just give us like a little bit of a better angle towards Socorro. As we left La Cruz, we were able to capture a few images of diving pickerels. We'll leave you on those images. This video was made possible thanks to our friends at Cloud19. If you appreciate content like this and want to be part of the Paradigme 2 adventure, support us on Patreon.